Hello everybody and welcome to my first ever vlog. I hope that you enjoy it. This is my first ever training session with any horse and I am super excited to share it with you guys. I do apologize for the horrible lighting. I didn't know where the light switches were, so I just dealt with training him here, and horse eyesight in the dark is much better than ours. And as you see, the light just turned on because somebody else walked in. I cut that part out of the video because she was coming to take care of her horse. Right here you see me trying to teach Kaz different targets. So I should first explain what I am doing and what you see me holding in one hand. That is a clicker. You usually use those for dog training, but I am using it for positive reinforcement with him. He can correlate the click as something he did good, and he will then get a treat. I have been doing research on positive reinforcement training for a while, and I guess I never really was a fan of negative reinforcement or the pressure on pressure release training that most people train their horses with. So I wanted to do something that I feel could help strengthen the bond between horse and rider. Now, Cassie here, I did take out once to go down to an arena with, and that was my first, I wouldn't say super negative experience. It was a first kind of crazy what the hell just happened experience. So here's a little story time. Basically, I groomed Kaz, I put his halter on, took him out of his stall, and started walking him down to the arena, or one of the arenas. There's quite a few here, but I was going down to the fifth arena that is on campus. It is basically the warm-up arena to the massive, more main arena that hosts a lot of shows. And on the path way down, he spooked really bad, and I had to let go because it was just not safe to hang on because he would have dragged me. But he was really fresh that day, and he spooked once. He did pretty good at first, but then he spooked at somebody's horse, which is like, okay, sure, Kaz. And then from there on, he danced around me like 4 separate times, and then I led to me having to proper let him go because there was just no way it was safe for me to hang on, and just like, no, I'm not. I choose life. I've gone to the hospital once already. I don't need another trip. So that led to me having a little bit of mistrust with him, but overall that experience has really solidified the fact that I want to work with horses, and I am actually really surprised with myself for how level-minded I was during that experience. It was like the first time I have ever had a problem like that before with the horse. I wouldn't say it's a problem. It's like, it's something normal in the horse world, I'm sure. I'm like 100% sure. And it may have been really embarrassing for me in the moment, being the reason why there was a loose horse, but it, at the same time, everybody in the horse world who owns a horse, who has handled horses, has most likely gone through that same exact thing. So there just really isn't anything to be embarrassed about. It's a learning experience. Everybody has one of those. But Cassie did get caught, and he spooked one more time when I was turning him around to go back to his stall. I gave him like a good couple minutes just to stand there, look around, get used to his surroundings, to calm down a little bit. I waited for a couple lick and chews and for his ears to and his eyes to relax. Then I walked him back to his stall, and he did pretty good on the walk there. He did seem extra, a little jumpy, a little flighty, which is fine. I mean, yeah. But he did make it back to his stall safely, and I took off his head collar, or his halter, hung it up, and I gave him a little bit of a groom afterwards, even though he really didn't need it because I did it prior, but it's just, I didn't want to leave on a negative note like that, mostly for myself, and I don't think Cassie would have had any problems with it, but I just wanted to hang around, have my nerves calm down, and yeah, put his rug back on and went back to where I'm staying. Although that was quite an experience, it had most definitely solidified, and I think it gave me more confidence because it taught me that I knew how to keep a level head when something like that happens. I was just, I was like, wow, okay, Kaz. Little embarrassing, sir, but come on. And if we were close to an arena, or if I had the space at the time when he spooked, I would have lunged him around a couple times just to get that energy out, but I didn't have the space for that. It was like a narrow pathway, so I mean, there was nothing else I could really do except just let him do what he needed to do. And in that case, let him go so I didn't get dragged or trampled. Like, he's fine. He's perfectly fine. He was just really fresh that day. I haven't taken him out since then, but I'm going to wait to take him out when his owner is there, which is my friend. And yeah, so I did my first training session in the stall. So here you see me trying to teach him how to target his cheek. Prior, I started off with getting him to know the clicking sounds and just making sure he wouldn't spook at it. And I wanted to make sure he knew boundaries before I started giving him treats because I didn't want him being all nosy all up in the treat bag that I have around my waist because that is naughty. Which that is a very important foundation when you are wanting to train horses positive reinforcement wise. You do not want your horse being all up in your space trying to get treats. So when he does try that, I just wait. I wait patiently for him to stop, and then we get back to training. Um, in the case he does get really close to me, I may push him back a little bit, putting on some pressure, and then when he backs up, I'll release and just wait a bit for him to just reset, and I will not reward him for being all up and personal trying to get treats from me. He's got to learn that trying to be nosy and steal treats from me is not going to get him what he wants. He has to wait, and he has to earn that treat. So, horse training is just a lot of repetition, so I will have to cut out a lot of stuff. Nothing super exciting here happens. He was very distracted because there was a lot going on, and honestly, I don't blame him. He was in his stall, but I want to quickly go over what I was using as his reward, just so everyone knows I'm not giving him super sugary treats as his reward. I originally wanted to use pellets, and I thought I ordered a bag of pellets, but I just ordered a regular bag of hay grass, which honestly, it's like a super nice, it's very sweet smelling. So that definitely got his attention when I walked up to his stall, and that is his reward. It's just more hay. It's not the hay he was eating, it is definitely sweeter, I think, but also if he eats a lot of it, it's not going to cause any problems. It's hay, and horses need hay. So, yeah, he got like a special kind of hay as a reward instead of those super sugary horse treats or biscuits, whatever you want to call them, horse cookies. But overall, I'm just going to wrap up my little yap session. Um, I apologize for the video not being super well lit or having really good angles. I was utilizing what I had at the time, and this was my first training session, and I think I do know where I want to improve on. I am super proud of Kazi. He did leave today as he is the 21st, and that is when horses have to go home over the winter break. And when he gets back, we will pick up where we left off. And I have a stick I want to use to try and teach him target training at the end of the stick as well. I do want to say that positive reinforcement, this is just the foundation I am using, as I'm not just going to teach him targeting, I want to teach him liberty tricks as well. And as this is the first horse I have ever trained, I want to take everyone on this journey with me, as it is really exciting. It is literally a dream come true for me, and this definitely solidified this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.